but we can't let that get in the way of doing what we love most. Or like, what else stops us from taking the leap? Being too comfortable. Being too comfortable. So like the poor fellas that hate their jobs. And I know there's gonna be fellas listening, watching, that click with this, that vibe with this. The fellas that hate their jobs, but the money's sweet, the hours are sweet, the boss don't give me shit, and they stay there. That's for me. Nah, I want to do what I want to do, and don't get it twisted. I'm blessed in regards to I I get to wake up and support people, and I'd like to touch on, just so I don't lose this thought. I'd just like to touch on how inspirational working with people with disabilities is. They're the peoples that actually taught me about taking the leap and bravery and courage and resilience. Because I quite often say I turn boys into men, but don't get it twisted. I go to work and get schooled every single day because let's keep it real. Lots of these fellas, they wake up every single morning on the back foot, right? And then they have to put up with me. And in that regard, I'm not joking because I'm a different kind of support worker. I come from a strength based approach. I want to use what they're good at to work on what they need a little bit of improvement with, and you know how I start routine. I'm not going to go off on a tangent, but lots of people don't get to hear about people with disabilities, how beautiful they are, how inspirational they are. Like, for me, we should be holding these people up because every single day they wake up and they take the leap straight into the unknown, the dark abyss. Isn't that powerful? I know when you hear it coming from me, it sounds more powerful. But how do you make it powerful? How do you take inspiration from that? That's we're going to touch on how how I see how I see what we need to do to take the leap. Because I think I've got a couple things, tucked under the sleeve I don't have. All right. But yeah, why else? Why else? Sometimes it's because we tried something a long time ago and it just didn't work out. And ever since then, it's been harder to try new things, to set boundaries, to to follow our passions, to start fire like a business venture. This taking the leap like discussion. It applies to everything, right? It has to, because for me, when I hear taking the leap, it means pursuing what we actually want to do, and that's of the utmost importance. That's that's what's going to lead to our purpose. What else? Status quo is easy. So again, back to the comfortability, and it's easy for me to sit here and say it, but we've got to keep it real. And security is a big one because sometimes, and I'm going to use looking for a new job for example, and that's something that I'm going to touch on at the start of the next episode that I actually wanted to touch on during this episode. But yeah, that job security, right? So I've just finished up with one company and I'm starting with two companies, and They haven't sorted my shifts yet. Oof. You know, what am I going to do? I need that job security. But I've told myself I keep doing what I'm doing, control what I control, and let everything else just hit me. Hit me. Yeah, maybe there's a couple weeks of struggle, but that's okay. That's okay because I took the leap. I left this company and I started with two new ones, fresh chapter, new beginnings. And yeah, like don't get me wrong, the thoughts hit my head of quite a few times, but it's okay. It doesn't matter what happens. Everything is going to be okay. And I believe that, eh? So like bless. I'm very, very, very blessed. I do have my notepad here again because I think it's important to have the notepad. And I did write down talk about the importance of security and safety to us because I've barely looked at it. Eh? I've been looking at my little post-it notes, but yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do the post-it notes again. I think they distract me a little bit, and that's why I lost my chain of thought before. Can you believe I lost my chain of thought? Outrageous, outrageous. Can't believe that. All right, so next, I just wanted to go through a couple things that taking the leap applies to, and like they might click with you. All right, here we go. And then after that, I'm going to finish the episode, but we're doing a 2-part series on taking the leap. How about that? And we're going to work out how to take the leap in the second episode, or in the second episode of the 2-part series. All right. So I've written these ones down. These are what they apply to. Asking a girl on a date, setting boundaries, business ventures, new job, moving into state or country like the little brother, or something simple like starting gym. One of the bros across the road, down the road from me, Ben. Shout out to the brother Ben. He's a good man too. We've got very similar personalities, so click from. Oh, but he's a Shark supporter. Come on now, But yeah, Ben got me up 3 o'clock this morning. He wants to start the morning walk. He seemed serious about it. So I thought I'd take the leap with him, provide a little bit of motivation. But I had a beautiful morning because of that walk. It was, when you wake up in the wee hours of the morning, that's where it's sweet bliss. That's where you get to spend that time with yourself. But yeah, Ben taking the leap, which is pretty cool. Well, anyway, I'd just like to give thanks. I'm gonna wrap up the episode now. That wasn't very smooth. I'm gonna take this away a little bit because I dare say it's a bit too loud. Where was I? Oh yeah, I'm saying goodbye, aren't I? So I'd like to give thanks to everybody for listening and watching. I love you, fellas. From now on, I got to shout. I got to shout out the bro, my barber, Vinny. He helped me with the podcast the other day, just going back and forth. He was asking me questions and stuff, trying to get things in my brain. And he gave me an awesome suggestion. So in the first episode, you might have heard that I define myself as a poet. That's because I am. And I'm going to end every single episode with a poem. I'm going to hit you right here. All right? Are you with me? Oh, I know you're a little bit interested. How could you not be? Oi, I hit the mic again. I didn't turn it off. See? Made sure I checked it. All right, notes. Where are we? I got lots of them. Okay. Hey, are you ready? I'm going to do my best to look at the camera because this is a good one. And it's about the show in a sense. So it's a good note to end on. By the way, The episode was only supposed to run 30 minutes, but it didn't pan out like that. So bear with me. All right. Lots of beautiful stuff coming. Are you ready? Ready? Let's go. Hood philosophy. What the fuck does that even mean? It's a simple way to tell the stories about all the fucked up shit we done and seen. It's about what could have been. You're not supposed to understand this life we lived. You look down on us like life dealt us an unlucky hand. That's because you don't see community, connection to land. All you see is hoodlums and thugs with no morals that refuse to draw a line in the sand. We grew up rough. Yeah, we sold drugs. We don't talk to police. We got heart like you've never felt before. There's something about this place that makes even weak men tough. Now we are saying that enough is enough. It's about time we used our voice to show these young cats there's always a choice. They look at us like we've never known love, and maybe they're right. But the hood is where heart lies, and we never back down from a fight. Trials and tribulation, we are sick of being patient. That train has already left the station. No more being complacent. Hood philosophy. What does it even mean? The good, the bad, the ugly, all the fucked up shit we've done and seen. A space to talk about what could have been. Don't try to understand, for in time you'll see this was my plan. Blessed day, beautiful peoples. Chee-hoo! Peace.